Hello, this is Captain Poodle speaking. Are you ready to find love?
Yes, ahoy, matey.
Love. Exciting and new. Go online. They're catfishing you.
Shocker.
Fiancé.
Soon you'll be flying to parts unknown.
90-day Beyonce.
Marrying someone you only met on your phone.
Be they French or Chinese, a brand new K1 visa's the key.
Ooh, the key to what, Poodle?
To love.
It's reality, yes, let's love.
Will you marry me, Uthman? Uthman. Hey, listen. I'm sorry. Please. Will you marry?
Please.
Will you marry? No longer a potential.
Y'all.
A beautiful proposal.
Didn't you feel a love, Poodle? Didn't you feel
my
the
favorite
joy?
was the decor that was somewhere in between a Halloween party, a Valentine's Day party at your school.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And a child's birthday party.
Yes.
And a sexy bath that you take with yourself.
Yes, it was a sexy bath. It was a sexy, but a self-sexy
yes,
bath.
but only one you take by
so
yourself.
Many candles, because you have to put so many more candles out when you have a bath by yourself, so you don't feel alone.
It's true.
Yeah.
A bath by yourself that you take pictures of needs a lot of candles so you don't drown yourself.
Yeah, exactly. We really should.
I agree.
We should take sexy baths with ourselves.
We don't
do that.
I take lots of baths by
But
myself.
no, but I mean
Not
sexy
often.
baths.
I take very few sexy baths.
But you actually take your own sexy baths?
Very few, but
you do?
I'll light a candle.
See, I don't really like my bathtub. It feels claustrophobic in there, so
I love my bathtub.
I haven't taken a bath in
how does it feel claustrophobic
15 years.
How does it feel claustrophobic?
It's just the way the bathroom, like you have a nice
you have a
tub,
small bathroom, yeah,
and I have a small bath, and it's like encased in a wall, and I just feel like
I see that.
Whereas you have like a big bathroom,
I have
and
a pretty
like
big bathroom,
freestanding tub.
Yep.
Whereas I did take a bath once because my dad at his house back in Lone Grove had a big whirlpool tub, and I went, well, this is great. It was one of those days we had podcasts.
Start taking baths, y'all. It's
Dad
a
had
wonderful
shit
thing.
all over himself. I was one of those.
I remember those days.
And I laid down in the tub, and I turned the water on, and it had those jets. And I pressed the button, and the jacuzzi jets started to go. And then I realized they hadn't been used in so long. Dirt just shot out all of the jets, and the bathtub water became immediately brown and just looked like it had chunks of vomit in it. I took a shower.
But
if y'all take a sexy bath, now be careful if you're being sexy time. Be careful with that soap. Not all soaps are meant to go in your hoo-hoo.
That's true.
We don't want you to don't get a yeasty.
But take a bath.
Take a bath.
Take a
sexy bath. Take your finger in it. Hey, the first time as a gay man I remember was taking a little finger and it went down to butt land and went, hey boys, this isn't bad. And the next thing I know, I was taking dick.
The first time was in a bath?
Well, no, but the guy, but when you're like taking a sexy bath.
I'm just so confused.
Well, explore your butthole. That's what we're saying.
I don't know how we got here. I was just telling people to give themselves a bath.
Sorry, that Paula Abdul song put me over the edge.
What I was saying is there was a lot of rose petals, a lot of candles.
Those rose petals were going, what the fuck is this? This is worse than those candy panties.
And all I can think of is, in what world would you think I'll have to say, I'll say this later.
Okay. All right.
Unfortunately, it felt like she was proposing to him just to claim him.
Yep, just to claim him. It was all show. It's 100% show.
The kind of nostalgia and the sweet sentimental stuff is gone.
Nope. Yep.
She was basically trying to brand
staking her
him.
claim like someone in the Oklahoma land run of 1905.
See, he's got my ring on him.
So put my claim there. Put my claim there.
Okay. Before we get in, a couple announcements. Love is Blind. We've talked about already, y'all. Again, is good.
It's real good.
Check it out.
Some of you who who didn't watch last season are getting back into it this season. Like, okay, I hate everyone, but why am I in?
Thank you for saying that, because last season wasn't great.
Yeah,
this season I think is better than season 1. And you say it is, and then you go, I don't. You go back and forth, but you like it.
I don't like to be unabsolute about things. I know. But I think what I will say is I like most of the women this season.
I love pretty much all the women.
I don't like I like very few
of the men. Yeah, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If Brennan lets us down, remember when we thought Matt and Colleen were going to make it? Remember when we thought that?
And now I'm praying for her to say no.
Say no. Me too. So anyway, y'all, check that out. It's the new episodes that are dropping on Wednesday. I'm doing a little traveling, and so we're gonna try to get our episodes out. But we're gonna be doing our reunion with Mary Payne from Pink Shade. We're very excited.
They're dropping, which they've never done before. So we thought we had another week. They're gonna drop the final episode and the reunion. It looks like. In the same drop, which they've never done before. Usually the reunion has come a week later.
And we haven't heard back from Netflix yet, because we normally get stuff a little earlier, but someone said some things that they shouldn't have said on the show, and now no one's emailing us back.
Did I?
You didn't read the contract. I told you.
I think
You said at one point, they're not listening, and they were.
I think I did say that. No one listens to us.
Anyway, it is. Anyway,
fuck you, standards and practices.
Yes, that's true. Fuck you, standards and. Anyway, what else was I going to say? Thank you all for joining the watch and chat with Leslie Jordan. We had a great time. Poodle popped in for a little bit. A lot of you really enjoyed Sorted Lives. It was great. I forgot how much I loved that movie. It really, really. I had such a great time with y'all. Also. This is a time we're going to apologize for some stuff last week. You talked about this. I'm talking about something different, but I think it's worth the apology. If you're watching on the Intimate Portrait, you see my face. I look concerned and sorrowful, and Poodle looks confused right now.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Because he doesn't know what we're talking about, because he doesn't remember it. But I want to apologize for Poodle for Chocolate Cake. That's what I'm calling it. I want to apologize for the Halloween episode.
I'm not sorry.
You don't remember it.
I was going through something.
Yeah, it was.
I appreciate your thoughts and prayers at this time.
It completely derailed the entire two shows.
I went to chocolate rehab.
Yeah. Sissy, producer Christina made a very scary to me, terrifying Halloween meme, and you watched it and said, "I don't remember any of that."
I barely remember any of it. I was high as a kite on sugar. I will say it's one of the reasons I don't. I just don't eat a lot of candy.
Yeah, no shit. I think we got that. I think we got it.
Mostly because when I want it, I can't really stop myself.
Yeah, I noticed that. When I brought you a big handful and thought you would space it out during the week, and I came back from the bathroom and you had eaten it all.
So?
With literally like a Three Musketeers wrapper hanging out of your mouth.
I'm not sorry, though. I'm really not sorry. I think it was a great show. I don't remember it, but I think it was a great show.
I did not have a good time. Someone said you should do this every year on Halloween.
Oh, no.
And they can fuck off, because
I
was
had
terrified.
like a chocolate hangover.
What happened to you that night?
Oh, kind of.
You said you either needed to get dick down or you something about. So what happened?
I passed out eating more chocolate. Going.
And you slept terrible that night.
Oh, it was awful. And I woke up feeling like I'd been tweaked out like a twink who'd just been methed out all week. was really bad. Not good.
Didn't go good.
Didn't go good.
Oh, you know what is going good, y'all? Darcy and Stacey.
Next, January.
So excited.
We're going to do Stacey's and Florian's big Miami wedding.
Oh, Miami.
And I don't know what Darcy's going to...
Well, a lot of people are wondering if she's going to go back with Georgie or not. We had a sissy.
They were together for a while.
We had a sissy who either knew or talked to like Georgie's ex-girlfriend, the one that was on the show.
Yeah.
And she said Georgie was a con artist and a piece of shit.
What's interesting
she did
is...
not speak kindly about
This is
him.
in the news this week because Aaron Carter passed away, if anybody's
He
seen
did.
it.
That's very sad.
And he's struggled for a while with...
Nick Carter just posted about it.
With drug addiction. And
he had a great post.
A sissy reminded me, and I felt kind of bad about this, but when he got that face tattoo, that strange face tattoo back in, she's like, the episode was in 2019, and I said, y'all, that face tattoo marks Aaron Carter way up on the OD list. I said that. I'd like to say...
Glad you brought it up for all of us to remember.
It's a horrible thing. No, I'm just saying, I'm not laughing at it. I'm just saying it was apparent. This was addiction.
It was
apparent.
Yeah. Some of you are kind of like, oh my God, I'm so surprised. And I went, you need to look at people in your life because this guy was struggling. And so I don't mean that to be funny.
He's been struggling for a long time.
And Nick Carter posted about that. It was a great post.
I read that too.
He said, like, what I loved, he said, the real villain in this was mental illness and addiction.
Yes.
And I 100% agree with it.
Here.
Was not his brother.
No.
So, anyway, y'all, the reason why we're talking about it, because we think it's important. We talk about this on Lalu. We try not to, we don't want to demonize or pathologize the people that are in the midst of addiction and give them this, and just to, given this identity of it's a bad person.
You also, that's true. You don't want to also tiptoe around it.
Yeah,
you can say this is addiction, and you are playing with the devil.
So
right
you
now.
don't have to say, "Oh, I'm going to accept you for doing this. I'm going to accept everything about you. You're tweaked on drugs, and I'm going to accept that's where you are." No, you don't have to accept that.
And it's okay to be frank about it and say to a person in your life, or I'm worried that I'm going to find you OD'd one day.
I think from what I gather, I think was where Aaron Carter and Nick Carter's relationship
that's where they were.
Was.
Yeah.
Is that he had to get his brother out of his life. And that's okay.
One of the reasons why I'm bringing it up is because Aaron Carter, who's been doing lots of interviews,
I did wonder how this came from Darcy and Stacey.
He
and Georgie.
said that his girlfriend fucked Darcy's ex, Georgie.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So that was how it kind of back in the news.
Wow.
Yeah. That's how it got there.
It
wasn't like one of your stories, which are tangentially related.
That's not true. That is not true. Not true. I was rooting for them at first, but I think Darcy can do better than Georgie.
Me too.
I don't know who.
I think, unfortunately, she wants younger guys.
She wants younger, hot guys. And Darcy needs to date. Darcy really needs to get... Because here's the deal with Florian. Florian is younger, and he's got an amazing body. But he's also got a little bit of oddness to him.
No, he is a young...
And I mean that in a good way. Actually, it makes him interesting.
Young vampire who came through a time portal.
But it makes him interesting.
And he just wound up in this time. Where am I? Oh, Bessie.
I miss Florian. But if you think about it, there's nothing really interesting about Georgie.
No.
Darcy's way more interesting. I think he was a con with a real nice dick.
Yeah, boy.
God, y'all, massive. You know why? Because he's from the Dick Riviera.
I think that's all I need to say.
That's all I need to say. I'm glad you apologized about chocolate cake.
Shall we jump in?
I heard an apology.
Shall we jump into Cam and Uthman, one of the sweetest proposals we've ever had on this show?
Let me get this straight. You're going to go meet a girl while I'm here. That's so messed up. That's so messed up, dude. That's so messed up.
Okay, we do have to say, y'all, now this is actually more important than it. Kim got her hair done.
Yes, it's official.
What do you think?
She looks so much better.
It looks so much better.
She got a wave done.
She got a wave, and also she went lighter.
Yes.
Y'all, I'm telling you this. I didn't learn it for myself. I learned it from Kevin Aucoin and then Ken Paves on Oprah. Okay, from Queens who know what they're talking about.
Is it Paves? I always thought it was Paves. I don't know.
I feel like it's Paves.
Okay,
but I've been wrong before.
No,
That's the title of my memoir. I've been wrong before.
Take out the before.
Because, he does J-Lo's hair, I think, and all that. So, but as we mature, we go lighter in hair color, y'all. Lighter. Lighter in our makeup.
But she got a cut, a little cut. She cut off those split ends, and
she got a cut, and she went a little. It's more of like a little bit of honey, but more of a chestnut brown.
Yeah.
It looks really good
and
on
a
her.
really good wave.
Yeah, because curtain bangs are starting to come back into.
Yeah.
She I love a curtain bang. I was just talking about our friend Liz. Do you know what that is? Mm-hmm. What?
It goes like that.
Yeah. Like kind of like Farrah Fawcett, but a lesser.
Thank you for.
Hey, I tested you.
God, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that every time you say, "Oh, I know what that is."
Well, sometimes you make a face and you went, "Yeah," and you looked at me like this, and I went, "Your eyes looked like they were turning colors, like they were lying to me."
But did my eyes do that?
Yes, you're a terrible liar.
I'm not a good liar.
I'm not great at it either.
Anyway,
so congrats, Kim, on your new hair.
So she's very upset still that he did not insist that she be first wife with mommy.
She is upset.
And Usman said, I'm in the middle. I want to please you, and I want to please my mother. And she's spiraling. She's like, what if you meet this girl and you like her?
Yeah, you like her.
What if you have feelings for
and
this
Usman's
girl?
like, look, we need to respect my mother more. And it's like she won't let it go.
You're just going to be prettier than me. It's going to be younger than me.
Younger than me, because I'm not pretty enough or smart enough, and doggone it, no one likes me.
He keeps saying, but we have a connection. It would take me forever to build a connection.
Least,
and that's when I went, you are a good con.
A cut to Usman next week saying, here, pretty lady, take my phone and give me your number.
And she's gorgeous.
She's fucking gorgeous, y'all. Like, not just pretty.
Kim's
not
gonna
just pretty.
shit.
She's not just pretty. Like, she's fucking movie star gorgeous.
Kim's gonna shit.
And so, okay.
Fine, go meet this girl.
Well, Usman has a good idea.
Makes my skin crawl.
Because Usman's like, let's do this. Let's just go through the motions. And then my mother will see that you're being not reliable, but that she's being compliant.
Yeah.
And which is gross worse, but
it is.
But you'll get in good graces, and then we can do a switcheroo, and then we can just say, "Well, now that you know Kimberly's great, I'm going to marry Kimberly first." But then Usman says in the moment, and you know what? If it works, great. If not, then she'll just be a second wife.
That's the last thing he says. in this segment.
It's the last thing. But y'all,
she's gonna fucking freak.
I
do want to say one thing. The joy of all Kimberly's segments to me are when she gives him this, like, she kind of shouts a command at him and then says, please.
Well, at this point, Usman said, because she's like, give me a kiss. And Usman goes, please.
Give me a kiss.
So I think
please.
Usman has
That's what I mean. Please.
He's been teaching her please and thank you. Please and thank you. They're called the magic words. Please. You know what I learned that from? Please and thank you. They're called the magic words. Oh, please and thank you.
Suck my dick.
Like never heard. Oh, hi, kids. It's Barney.
No, please don't do that.
Boy.
No.
I love you.
Stop it. I'm uncomfortable. What I was going to say is, remember when he said, she's like, hold my hand. Please.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
It's like she remembers at the last minute and she's like, oh, I can't be an asshole. I can't be a demanding
I'm on
asshole.
TV.
I know. It's
national cameras are filming
it's
me.
my favorite
for
thing.
Millions of people.
Every single time she's like, give me a kiss.
And please. I'm acting like a jerk.
It has been, I will say, This season of Happily Ever After has been a slog.
Except for them.
Except for her.
And I think, honestly, if you watch Ed and what's her name?
Oh, they've been a nightmare. I don't watch it. He just was naked.
But they're bringing out all the stops. He's naked. He's waxing his back.
Come look at the freak show for them. Yeah. No, it's freak show. This is kind of a freak show too, but a different kind.
We didn't have any Jenny and Smith.
No, I missed them.
Chicken nap. So she says, okay. She's like, go meet this girl, woman, whatever it is. And I'm not happy about this. But I get it. I get it. And the way she says it, though, it's not like, okay, I get this.
No.
It's actually saying, but I get it.
I allow it.
I'm a good person because I am letting
Look
you
how much
do
I'm
this.
getting him through. Look how much I'm putting up with.
What it is Kimberly is thinking, again, she's thinking she has control and a culture that gives no control to American women.
Right.
She's
putting an American rubric on her relationship.
Yes.
And what's
just like
astounding
Stanley
about Usman is he's allowing her to think it, and she believes it without really giving into it at all.
Well, she's doing the convincing for him.
Right.
Usman knows now, if I just sit back and let her talk in a circle,
she'll figure it out. She'll make
figure
herself
out. She'll
happy.
come around, and then the only thorn in my side is that pesky, handsome, hot son.
Yeah.
Who
he's so
real
hot.
good this episode.
So hot.
God.
That evening, y'all,
he just posted on Instagram and said, should I do more workout videos? And I went, yes. Reality gays might have been the ones that responded to that.
We need to be better about
what?
We need to be better about how we don't want to sexualize everyone.
What?
You can do whatever you want on yours. But you will not do that on ours.
He knows what he's doing. When he's taking a picture of his arm, and I respond and say, "Okay, arms."
Did you do that really?
No.
We're never going to be taken seriously.
I did. I even put in...
Do it on your own.
I even put in, okay, arms, and then I put hashtag tongue pop.
Wow. Maybe you need to stop thirsting so hard. Maybe. Wow. So, y'all, it's a very special night at the Nigerian Arms. We are... The lighting is dim. Sure, that's what it's called. The Nigerian Arms.
Oh.
The lighting is dim. She's got her candles out.
She does.
She's faking. She's faking.
She is shaking. She's like, okay, I'm gonna do this because I'm gonna let his mom know how much I love him. She's like, but so he's going to meet this potential.
And she's going to seal the deal.
Oh, Jesus.
I think it's time. I think we could only talk about this
for so long.
But I think we need another episode of Reality Gaze Theater to really let us see how this is working. Nigerian Arms Edition. Proposal Edition.
What are we doing?
You always take the melody.
You started, so I was going to do the harmony with you. That's not true. You'll do the melody, and I do the harmony a lot of times. Because a lot of times you'll usually bitch about the harmony.
Why don't we do it again? And I'll do the melody this time. Why are you doing the melody again? That's why you do it, because you fuck it up. Y'all, do you know how long music rehearsal takes? You should see what it's like on tour. Really bad.
Okay, you want to do melody?
No, we're doing it. It's over. It's over. You ruined it. You've ruined it. Next, we'll finally do it right one time. I'll be playing the role of Usman. You'll be playing, I don't know.
I'm going to play Kimberly. Picture it. A woman who loves a man who's very scared, who's staring in a mirror.
Who really loves his mother and possibly another woman.
And yes. And wants some yummy.
Yeah.
Picture and interior staring in the mirror.
What? Hey, baby. I'm
No,
home.
no, this is the staring in the mirror.
Oh, okay.
The staring in the mirror. Okay. All right. You know, I'm going to do this on camera. I'll do this on camera for people with intimate portrait.
Okay. Stop. Oh, they really did. She really did it like this.
She did.
Don't knock my couch.
Okay, Kimberly. All right, girl. You got this. You got this. You can do this. Remember, this isn't going to be like that first husband. It's not going to be like Jamal's dad. It's not going to be like that guy. You know what?
Not like that in prison.
I don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. You got this. No longer a potential. You can do this.
Hey, baby.
Okay. Hey. I'm in here, babe. I'm in here.
What do you mean?
Come here.
I don't understand.
Come here.
What are you doing?
Whoa. I'm going to show you.
What is all this?
Look.
There's candles. There's rose petals.
Look. I want to show you your priority.
Did you do all this?
I did all this. Not
Yourself?
anybody else. Not a producer. Not even a
concierge.
Not even a PA. No, I did all this. I did all this.
Where did you get this glitter things from? Like a child's party?
I brought it from the U.S. I went to that party store, but Hillcrest. You know, Hillcrest, they have that main store with all like the gay stuff.
Yeah,
but
the
anyway,
gay stuff.
Yeah,
yeah,
okay,
yeah, they like that. Oh, there's hearts. There's a banner of hearts.
Have a seat. What do you?
Have
please. A seat. I did it all myself. Please, have a seat, please.
Okay.
What do you think?
Sit down.
What do you think? Do you like it?
I like it. This is really great. I just don't know what's going on here.
Okay. Listen.
What are you doing?
Listen.
Yeah.
You know how much I love you.
Yeah, I know.
I love you probably more than you're going to know. You don't know how much I love you. You don't know how much I love you.
We do love each other a lot.
No, you don't know. You don't know how much I love you. I've got that teddy bear, my Usman bear, I sleep with every night. And I say, I love you, Usman bear, but I love Usman more.
I love you. I'm
going to ask you a question.
Okay.
Stop talking.
Please?
Stop. Please. I'm going to ask you a question. Will you marry me?
What?
Yes. Will you marry me?
What?
Regardless of anywhere, I'm not going anywhere. Say yes. Say yes.
Well,
don't be a potential.
I will say.
Don't be a potential.
I will marry you.
Yes.
If it will make you happy. Is that what you want?
Yes. It'll make me happy. It'll make me happy for you to know that you're mine.
Okay.
And you're mine. We married.
I see.
And then,
are you going to?
And then that second wife will know you're engaged to me.
Okay.
And then I'm first wife.
Yeah, you're first wife. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's wait on that.
Did you see that movie, First Wives Club? I didn't like it. I didn't like it. It's a disrespectful movie. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, because it was been one wife.
I also look really bad in those hats. Like
yeah.
Diane Keaton would not go good.
I agree.
Not go good.
But
you're going to marry me, right? Say yes.
I will if you'll make you happy, of course I will. I'm not going to give you a straight answer because I can always get out of everything.
So that's a yes.
What do you think?
Yes. Yes, that's it. I can't wait to tell Jamal he was wrong.
And I can't wait to go see that girl tomorrow.
Babe, there's only one more thing I want to tell you.
Yeah.
Nothing marks a beautiful engagement with the scent of love. And if you don't have roses, you always have Super Blossom Body Splash by Kimberly. It smells like vanilla, love, and I told you he would say yes.
Also, give me the ring. See what?
Okay.
Give me the
Here,
ring.
try on this one.
Okay. Oh, it's way too small.
Oh, that's not how I play. You know that's not how I play. I got another ring.
Okay.
I got another ring.
Where's that? That one's really big.
No, that one fits you.
That's perfect.
That one fits you.
Yeah,
great.
it's great.
Smell that, babe? Smells like love.
How quickly can I take this off?
Super Blossom Spa. You can get it at the same place I got that ring at Kmart.
And scene. The funniest thing about this, y'all, is he never really said yes.
No, he never really did.
She made it up in her mind.
She made it out.
This was the funniest thing what he said. If marrying you will make you happy, sure.
Not me. Y'all, he's a great con.
It's amazing.
It's amazing how great of a con he is.
I don't know if he could play someone who was actually who wasn't actually emotionally stunted. Because I think he chooses people like that.
Because with baby girl Lisa, she was stunted in that, honestly, her arrogance overrode everything.
Yeah, she was more self-aware too.
She was but she was so arrogant about like, well, of course this type of guy would be into me, of course. But with Kimberly,
you need someone more insecure.
Y'all, she's just you feel for a part of you feel for her and go, you're so desperate for love, but then you see after he says yes, this is all just for her to stake her claim.
I know.
And like, because she said
that's the grossest part of it.
And tomorrow when he goes and sees that potential, he's going to be wearing that ring,
and she'll know that I'm really first wife.
Mark my words, when we look at the video,
he will not be wearing a ring.
Not be wearing the ring.
Yeah, I agree.
Yup. Sorry, I had a hiccup. We're not done yet. We get a little bit of Jamal.
Theirs was the longest segment.
It was.
I believe.
Jamal. Ooh.
He's really hot.
God.
And so the next morning, my favorite thing, we did a little post on Instagram about this with Ceci Christina's help. Next morning, she says,
I don't want to be the second wife. Remember, I asked you to marry me. This is so fucked up. This is so fucked up. This is so fucked up. I asked you to marry me, and then the next day you're going to go
this huge grand gesture.
I did this huge thing.
And like tomorrow, and then you're going to see this girl. So
and
I understand why you have to do it. I understand why you have to do it.
But I went, you're acting like it's so fucked up that it worked out this way. You worked it out this way because you asked him to marry you.
Don't have fun. I hope she's ugly.
Hope she's ugly. Hope she's ugly. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me.
I hope she's ugly. I screamed when she said, I hope she's ugly.
Y'all,
guess what? She's not. She's calling Jamal. He looks so good. And she's like, I'm just not going to lie. It's been rough. It's been rough.
She said, so he's going to go meet another woman. And Jamal just literally says, what the fuck, Mom?
Are you okay with this?
And she's like, yeah, I'm fine. She kept saying, it's his culture. It's his culture. You don't understand culture. You don't. And
did you see her vaping? She doesn't vape a lot on camera.
When she's stressed, she vapes.
And she was vaping like a motherfucker.
She was stressed.
Yeah.
And Jamal says, like, how do you feel comfortable with this? And then he said, we don't know the full backstory, but he said, especially with how things turned out with my dad.
My ears perked up
when he said that.
Yeah.
I thought they kept that in, and I thought then that's where we would get an ITM with her talking about the backstory.
I don't think she wanted to,
but I don't think she wanted because we know that she dated a guy who was incarcerated. But Jamal said it was before that.
It sounds like, maybe I'm reading too much into this. It sounds like her relationship with Jamal's father was such that it might have been she looked the other way at some type of infidelity.
Well, I think he was wasn't he supposed to be abusive?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's what she's said.
So probably
that's what she had said. But it sounded like
she looked the other way.
Right.
And so, but she keeps going, it's culture though. It's his culture. This is different than that. This is his culture. But Jamal says what we've all said. And so she's talking about the first wife, second, and then Jamal says, but what's the point of being the first wife?
Right.
What's
because the first wife gets all the
because he's saying, what's the point? Like,
second wife's the baby maker.
Isn't the point being just the wife?
Yeah.
And so that's what we're all like. Why she's so dead set on this first? It's this idea and this rule that she made up in her head.
It's magical thinking because she's taking the culture of a polygamous culture and making it so it suits her.
She watched Sister Wives on TLC because she's a fan.
She's taking the elements that she likes about polygamy,
yeah,
and putting it into it, and basically creating something where she's the one who gets all the love, and the other one is this baby receptacle.
Because as she said, she wants Usman to love her more.
She's not ashamed of saying that.
She's not. And Jamal is just literally putting his beautiful head in his beautiful hands and just sitting there, kind of shaking his head. And he's like, and he just says, "This is very disappointing." And
he does put his hand.
He said, "It sounds like you're not thinking this through." And he's just sitting there, and Kim is just, she's like, then she says, "But did you see the marriage proposal?" And she starts talking, and she goes,
"Hi."
Well, yeah,
hi.
He's just, he's sitting with his head in his hand, and just kind of, it's quiet, and that's where she goes, "Hi, hi, hi."
That was such a moment.
Hi.
I also, he did say, what the point of you going there was
I see
to
by
get
your
this,
faith. I see by your faith, you're not happy. You're not happy.
And then this is so frustrating for a parent, because what she's trying to get him, she is discounting his feelings and saying, "Why can't you be happy for me?" It's really upsetting.
But he finally comes at her and says, "But the whole point of you going over there was not for him to get another wife.
No.
It was for you to get his blessing." He said, "You didn't get that." And he tells you he has to honor his mother, but yet he can say yes to your marriage proposal behind his mother's back.
Jamal's a smart guy.
Whoa.
Jamal's a smart guy.
Whoa, I didn't think of that. That's a smart dude. That's what she said. That's a smart dude.
I will say, I understand why people like them on Pillow Talk. Their dynamic is really fun to watch. Let me just clarify. If you don't think about the sadness of Jamal always parenting his mother, their dynamic's fun to watch.
It's not super healthy.
It's not great in this, but they are really fucking funny on Pillow Talk.
I'm sure.
They're very funny together.
Y'all, we're going to take a brief break, and we'll be back for Poodle's Broadway Corner.
Strident.
That was too high of a key.
That was strident.
No, I'm not ready.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Overture, dim the lights. This is it, the height of heights. Know what heights will hit. It's Poodle's Broadway Corner.
Still want a song with a piano. I mean, you are a composer.
It's not. Well, I took the Looney Tunes.
Yeah, I know you did.
So what? I've been busy.
You have not.
I've been taking care of my dying father.
Oh, please. You've been in a chocolate coma looking for dick.
Y'all, it's time for Poodle's Broadway Corner. A couple of things on the corner that rolled by a little bit that I need to talk about. I saw this in a sissy. She must have been looking the same thing I did. I've mentioned Laura Osnes before. That was, if you remember, she was in Bonnie and Clyde. She was in Cinderella. She skyrocketed to fame. Well, if you watch that You're the One That I Want Grease show where she won to be Sandy in the tour. But she'd done a lot of other things. She was known for having certain beliefs and not always getting along with her co-stars. On a political spectrum. But this was, and I mentioned before, she did not want to, she was doing this Crazy For You benefit, and she would not be vaccinated, or she would not show permission to be vaccinated.
And this was almost like a year ago when
this was the middle of COVID.
COVID was ravaging Broadway.
And basically, she kind of got blackballed, but she did. She lost a lot of engagements. As a bit in the corner before, she filed a defamation lawsuit against all this. Now she's out with a brand new album, a solo album inspired by tabloid culture.
Really?
Yes. And it's called On the Other Side. It's an EP, actually. Some of the tracks include the titles. She wrote them all herself. Thick Skin, Soft Heart. On the Other Side. Bitter. Anywhere. And The Great Divide.
She sounds wonderful.
Out now. I never mind her voice, but boy.
Her poor PR people.
I know. My favorite thing about the article, this was on Playbill, is she's located in Nashville now, where she has appeared in a combination musical theater / circus show called Shiners at the Woolworth Theater. Oh. I'm just picturing like seals, her singing a song and just seals barking and balancing things on their nose and clowns around her just going. I'm sure it's probably like Cirque du Soleil, but I really do wish there was like a clown like pinching her in the ass while she was singing something for Bonnie and Clyde. Wow. Anyway, so that's the big news. I just also, this is a little bit called Broadway Buzz. The buzz.
No, you can't add a segment in a segment.
No, it's a segment in a segment.
No, you can't do a segment within a segment.
No, I'm just saying what's on right now and what's getting Tony buzz.
This is just Broadway Corner.
It is. That's what I'm saying. So, I'm just talking about what's new on the Great White Way.
Just get on with it.
So, a couple shows that have just opened. Some Like It Hot, the Shaman and Whitman who did Hairspray.
Yep.
Getting a lot of good reviews. I was kind of shocked because I thought the idea of just men in dresses would not really be. They changed it enough to, and one of them is actually gay now. I think the Jay Harrison character. I don't know if he identifies as gay. I'm sure it's queer or something.
Is it playing now or previous?
It is just opened.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's getting actually really good reviews and say it's a very old-fashioned, fun, big show.
Maybe I'll go see it.
So, Some Like It Hot is getting Christian Borle, and people are seeming to like it.
All right.
Kimberly Akimbo is also playing. You just looked at my face like I just went.
No, I know. I mean,
Kimberly Akimbo.
Wasn't she on American Idol? I don't know.
Kimberly Akimbo is a musical about a woman who looks like she's 75, but she's actually a teenager.
Okay.
And she's in high school.
Okay.
It's Janine Tesori wrote the score.
Is it getting good buzz?
Yeah. It's Janine Tesori, if you don't know, wrote Fun Home. So it's that type of intimate show.
Okay, now I'm interested.
Yeah, it's something I want to see.
Name doesn't really sell it.
Well,
I should think about it.
Yeah, it's going to be a kind of a poignant book, and also making huge waves and transfer buzz is the Ben Platt-led production of Jason Mara Brown's Parade, which is
actually I just saw a friend post about that. And I thought, ooh, I would see that. But
now let me sell you this musical.
Don't really
I want to see a show about a lynching of a Jewish man. Yeah.
But as my friend who posted, it's actually my friend whose last name, she's a cantor, and her last name is Moses.
Well, I can honestly say it's quite timely.
She wrote, this is really fucking timely.
The problem is the show has a great score. The problem with a lot of Jason Brown's scores, especially, he wrote the last 5 years. This one especially is kind of like a young composer trying to show you everything he's got in it. And the characters are quite flat. So the character's only reason for being is like, I'm a racist, horrible old person. And so you need more than that to make a show.
Did they revamp the book or anything of it, though?
Supposedly they have.
Okay.
But Ben Platt plays the lead. People have, and Michaela Diamond plays Lucille. I'm fond of certain moments in the score. I think certain moments are kind of forgettable. But it is always, it's a lot to watch. It's a very emotionally draining show. The problem with the show, I've always thought in a dark comic way, is he sings a song almost near the end of the show, called "This Is Not Over Yet," and 3 scenes later he's murdered.
Oh.
It's hard, but it's, I would say it's at Encourse right now, which presents older shows, and they run for a couple weeks. But they say he's a great fit for the role. He does a little too much for me, but I'd see him. Problem is, the show's huge cast, so it's going to be a hard thing to transfer. So if you want to see Parade, if you're a big Parade head, which I'm sure there are people out there, I'd probably go now to see it because I would eat my. I'm not going to eat my hat if it transfers, but y'all, it's a huge show, and it's a hard sell.
All right.
So that's what's buzzing on the corner. And that's been Hoodles Broadway. That was a quick one.
I just wait for it to be over like some of y'all.
That was a quick one.
All right. No, that's good. I'm going to New York this week, so maybe I'll...
You can maybe see Parade. Supposedly he sits on stage during intermission.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because he's in jail.
I'm seeing Into the Woods. I'm very excited to see that, which I've never seen. So I've only seen like the
once,
movie
directed by
yeah. So I'm seeing that on Broadway. I'm doing
other
it'll be
things.
Great. But it's really interesting. I just saw her post about Parade and that she loved it. And she's a musical theater nerd.
Yeah.
So I went, oh, I would see that. I wanted to see a play. I don't know. There's too much. There's too much in New York. Broadway's back.
I'm going to agree with you this time. Broadway is kind of back.
It's kind of back, yeah.
Well, they still haven't fixed a lot of the issues, but Parade is tough because you're telling a story where someone is the hero and then everyone else is a villain. So if you are sympathizing with the cause, which all of us are usually who's going to see it, you need more for a musical. When I saw it here, it was unfortunate because... they treated there was this huge thing of the Confederate flag over when they were singing the prologue, the Old Red Hills of Home, which used to be an audition song for me. And I'm like, this is reductive. There's a lot more going on than just the Confederacy. Anti-Semitism was everywhere at the time. This is not just about this. So it's a problem. It's a problem when you make it a one issue show and have flat characters. It's hard to care about anybody except for one person.
I get that.
And his wife. But I think the score is very powerful. It's not something you're like, let's have a fun night at the theater.
No.
You know?
But I think it's important. It brings up. I just shared. I pulled it up but there's a great article I read. In NPR that it's titled is How Anti-Semitic Rhetoric is Impacting Jewish Communities and What to Do About It. And so I do think you bring up something that I think I'm glad I kept meaning to say on the show is that just we are thinking of our Jewish sissies out there, and y'all, if you there's Jewish people almost I think in every American community. It's somewhere, but some are harder to find than others.
Yeah,
but we just want to, if you're not Jewish, please let your Jewish brothers, sisters, or people
siblings
know in your life. Let them know that you are supporting
and have their back,
because a lot of them are really scared right now, and it's just a very scary time to be, sadly, to be Jewish in America.
Yes, very true.
And it's really important, y'all, too, that it's not political. It's important. It's really important that you vote. We really want you to vote.
Election day is. You're listening to this now. Election day is tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. So. Yes, it is tomorrow. Yeah, this comes out on Monday. So really, really important that you
do your duty as your American citizens.
NPR also had a great article. I posted it on my regular Facebook if you follow me, but they also had an article about how to share and get information that in the news that is quality sourced and that it's factual information. So if you're confused about that, there you go. There's no reason for us to keep our head in the sand anymore.
I love Reuters. That's my favorite source. It's international.
Reuters is good for internet. I do NPR, but it's not a lot of international stuff. That's true. Anyway, y'all. So I'm glad you brought that up about Parade, because I keep meaning to think. I wanted to say something for the Jewish community and for
it's a powerful story. He was basically lynched.
Wow,
for he was accused
based on a true story.
He was accused of murdering or kind of sexually assaulting a young girl.
Wow.
He ran the pencil factory in town, and he was accused of that happened, and
that's what I feel like it's so important with what's going on in women's rights and all those things right now. It's all about those individual experiences, but it's like people don't understand when something happens to one community, it will happen to another
ripples to another.
Because that story you told, so many black men went through that, and it just ripples, and it happened to gay men.
Anyone who's the other.
Yeah, anyone who's the other. So anyway, think
it
about
happens,
your fellow
It
American
happens again to someone who's not in the majority.
Yeah.
If you're anyone who's not in the majority, it's just a different identity for them every time.
We're preaching to the choir because it's our sissies out there, but it's important, sissies, show your support and vote, and tell other people to vote. We want to tell you to vote. We will also want to tell you what not to do, and that's not to randomly look up an apartment that you don't know what you're going to or how many bedrooms it's going to have. This whole thing, I'm calling this now. This is fraudacity. Do you think it's fraudacity?
Yes.
We had a sissy that saw them in Cancun.
Yeah.
We wanted to go up to them and didn't. I went, you should totally go up to them. They're reality stars. They'd
be fine with it.
They'd be fine with it.
I think this whole storyline is fraudacity.
If it is, Jovi is really good at being fake mad more than I thought.
Yeah.
And so is Mama Gwen.
If
it is, I'm not disagreeing with you. I can actually see your point a lot. But good kudos on this cast that they're selling it.
Right.
Because y'all is a natural born actor.
Here's why. Her mother is not.
This is true. There was not a lot of mom this episode.
I do not believe her mother. And when the mom, now what I do believe the mom's saying, we'll get to this, is the mom says, it would be nice to have your own apartment. This is not fraudacity. It'd be nice to have your own apartment, as people are so unpredictable sometimes, and you never know how your relationship will be. It'd be nice to have a place to come here. And I'm like, I hear you, Olga. Yeah. This is someone who was divorced, who does not have a good opinion of marriage.
No, and we find out later, Yara talks about that her dad took everything from her mother. And Jovi says, well, Yara, you're protected in the U.S. You can't do that.
Yara, you got 50-50 in the U.S. Now, what's interesting here is, let's just talk about this. They're trying to buy this apartment for $150,000. It looks like a studio with no bedrooms,
with holes in the walls.
Yeah,
in the lobby.
It looks like it's in a nice area. However,
but it's not a nice. Yeah, the building but the apartment is not taken care of.
Yeah, and Joey was like, "This looks like a dump."
Because he was already upset because I'm stuck driving around Europe. I want to be celebrating. It's my vacation.
I just want to get drunk at a bar.
Jovi, I'm thinking $150,000, Jovi.
And Mom basically says, it'd be nice to have something bigger. And then she said, every woman needs to be independent, which I agree with, but I never want Yara to be left with nothing like I was. And I'm thinking, I don't know if comparing your situation,
it's a very different situation.
It is helpful.
You're in the same country, literally. This is very different.
I think this is based in truth. I think
Mom wants her to live there.
Yeah, but I think Yara's reaction.
You said that like Jovi.
Yara. I think Yara's reaction to this is playing into it, and Yara is good at making Jovi react. So I think in Yara's brain it might have been, this doesn't, we're just pushing this. Mm-hmm. That's what fraudacity is. They're never doing straight lying. They're just stretching what's there.
Yeah.
But that's, to me, they stretched it a little too far.
I can understand that. Yeah.
And
Jovi loved how this place looked. The guy was just like a pig in shit going around this apartment going, he was all right. It looks like a dungeon, and Yara's like going. She basically is getting on to Jovi, saying, Jovi, don't get me wrong,
y'all. He's so shitty, especially when he knows when
he
one
sounds
person,
like a stupid American.
Yeah, when one person didn't get what they want, he's like, and then like she was wrong. She's wrong. It was like that blew up in her face, and he is a selfish, spoiled brat in a lot of ways.
He is.
What he calls, the thing about it is, what he does then is calls his mom, Mama Gwen. And we
find out the apartment is $164,000, and it kind of is a shithole.
Yeah, it's not great.
So, Jovi, don't be rude, and they leave.
And Mama Gwen.
But hold on, you're missing the whole conversation, because I wrote, Suddenly, we're in not selling Sunset. We're in selling Prague. Where now they're having conversations that took place outside of the house in someone else's home.
In other houses.
Because that's where they have.
In hotels.
That's where Mom gives the whole lick. Because I want to add what she said, and I think this is true, where she said, she full on goes in and says, you'll never know how your relationship with Jovi is going to be. You never know. And she said, you need to be more independent. Because we haven't talked about that.
Yeah.
That she's pushed. So not only is she talking about that.
No, I did say it earlier.
You said independence? Yeah. Oh, I missed that. Sorry. I'm still coming out of the Broadway corner. But anyway, and so.
My favorite thing is when you come up with a point that I've just said.
I mean, you do the same thing all the time, too, if we're honest.
Oh!
No, you do all the time.
Really?
Yeah, you do.
You should tell me.
I don't care. It's fine. You just we just nail it home.
Yeah, I don't want us to belabor something.
Oh, I'll say something, and then 5 minutes later you'll bring it up. It's fine.
All right.
I don't care. But what was I couldn't write it down. What the mother said? She said a saying that basically was like, married today, single to, what did she say?
I don't remember.
Write it down.
I didn't write it down either.
Oh, it was a great quote. But basically I was like, wow. I just wonder about, this is like, my mother can lay it down, Mother Poodle, but this was like Ukrainian bluntness. I was just kind of like, okay, way to scare your daughter.
Part of me was wanting Yara to say, but that's not my marriage.
Yes, but Mom, it was just
because I think there's a different thing than being independent in your marriage, of having your own activities, having your own hobbies. Not having your own apartment that is a fail-safe if your marriage fails.
That's a good distinction.
We're laughing because if you think about it that way...
It's ridiculous.
That means there's absolutely no trust at all. And it might be super pragmatic. She even says later on... No, I want to follow this to the ends of this.
Sorry, it's just so stupid when you say it.
That's exactly what was happening. I want to follow this. That's why it started acidity to me.
No, I get that.
You get a do-over. This is the backup life. So what happened was,
although, isn't this how you do your?
It's a genius idea.
This is a poodle move.
It is. But she says, when I was a kid, my father divorced my mother and took everything. And he's like, that's not how it is. He's following her conclusions and says, if something ever does happen, that's not what it is. It's 50-50 in the U.S. And then it's interesting that I wrote down, this is not a reassuring conversation for your marriage. The farther you go into this, it's not healthy for either of you.
It's not.
If you're worried if something's going to happen to him, like something will happen to him in a way, she didn't say this, but if you're worried about something that's going to happen health-wise with him, your wills should be separate. And I think once they have a kid, I'm sure they have wills. Maybe they don't. Maybe Jovi's that young and dumb.
I'm sure Mama Gwenny's like, but also too, you don't have to buy an apartment. If you're worried about your own independence or if something happens, then put some money in a savings account that he doesn't know about. That's a lot easier than buying an apartment.
Even that,
but that is still shady.
But what I was saying is, she said, "What if I wake up one day and you and your stripper who you had last week goes to the Bahamas?" Now, that's
not wrong.
I would say that's not that far off. But what's interesting is, the show is treating it like it's serious, and it feels like Yara is almost making a joke about it.
Yeah, I wrote down the stripper comment. There's validity to that. However, we haven't seen that from Jovi in like two seasons.
You both have a child together.
But no, I mean but storytelling wise, there's people that have not watched 90 Day Fiancé 2 seasons ago when they were on 90 Day Fiancé. Right. So they don't. So now the show is planning on banking on that everybody that watches this has the history,
right?
Just from a storytelling perspective, that point seems out of nowhere.
None of this made any sense to me.
Yeah, I agree,
and that's why it felt.
You've convinced me. I think it's fraudacity.
We were going to. It really is like instead of working on their marriage, instead of option A, which would probably be, it would take work. option B is I have a separate apartment that I keep just in case something happens. A fail-safe, if you will.
Which, again, that's an Olga Poodle-Skyle / Poodle Boudreaux movie.
You know what? But it requires a lot of dispensable income.
It's not a real...
It's not a real life thing.
And also, I don't think they're poor.
It's in the Poodle-Skyle curriculum. But it's not a real thing.
It's not a real thing. I know Yara sells some makeup.
She doesn't have...
I don't think they have that much money.
There's
to do that.
not a liquidity of $150K that's right there.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
And
Mila's going to have to go to school one day or something. They've got to raise kids.
I just think, and the fact that Mila exists at all means that it wouldn't just be so simple for her to... Yeah, I think... That's what it feels like. This feels like just sound and fury to me. It's not really going anywhere.
Because Jovi made the point, like, you know, it's not that you can't go home, but they built their life in the U.S. However, though, this life in the U.S. is, I think, everybody says this on 90 Day. Like, we're talking about this in our class list right now with David and Annie. And Annie's like, this is not the life that I wanted. But I think even more so, the carpet or the coat or the cabinet really got pulled out from under Yara.
The carpet.
The carpet. Okay, yeah.
The coat.
I don't know. The carpet really got pulled out from...
Or the rug.
The rug. Thank you. The rug got pulled out from under Yara, I think, more than a lot of people we see on 90 Day Fiancé, in that she moved here not realizing he was going to be gone a lot. So it is... Well, so that's the only part where I go, if they didn't buy an apartment, that seems weird. But if they were going to help her mother buy an apartment with an extra
very
bedroom
different,
for
which
them,
what I suggested last show.
That makes way more sense. And
also remember, she just got her green card. She cannot leave the country for that long. She has to keep coming back
every 6 months.
Yeah, so we're not fucking around here, and that's why I'm just like, y'all are insulting us here. I feel like you're playing with something, but I think you're not suggesting something seriously, but it is filmed in a very serious way.
It is.
And I think to me this is in the editing and in the degree of seriousness with how this was filmed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I do always enjoy Yara telling Jovi he's stupid.
Yeah, I enjoy those too. And when he's like, I'm going to go to the bar. She's like, of course you're going to the bar.
Of course, Jovi.
No, that's funny.
It really is. I think what's interesting about their relationship to me is they both got together on a bang trip and had fun together.
Totally.
But actually, I don't know if they're going to make it 10 years from now, y'all, because they are both very different people who want very different things in life.
They are, but they get each other.
I
agree. I don't know if they'll make it 10 years.
I hope they do. I hope they have whatever life they want. I'm not wishing that on them.
I've said this for all the time. If you can make it 5 years, you're a miracle worker.
Water.
If you've made it to the 5-year mark, you've worked your ass off.
Yeah, that's true.
And know that it does get easier after the 5-year time, but then it also gets harder past 10 years. All of these moments, but the first 5 years are hard. Listen, me talking as a gay man who's never been married.
Well, you've been in a long-term relationship.
But I have, and I've been around friends.
No, because it's gay men. We hear all of our friendship. What is your longest-term relationship? I don't even know.
8-9 months. You heard it here first. Actually, that's not true. Almost a year. I almost made it a year. I'm a slut, though. Don't do as I say, not as I do. That's the show, y'all. Relationships are hard, but so in my defense, 11 months in gay 11 months in a gay relationship might as well be 10 years.
But we do have
especially a monogamous relationship.
We do have all of our straight girlfriends though that talk to us about their
True.
relationship.
True.
Oh, I did not expect that answer.
I did not expect this. You can find us on Instagram at Reality Gay Podcast. You can find us on TikTok at Reality Gays. You can find us on the Twitter, who knows for how long, at fakeelonmusk.com.
You're ridiculous.
At fake Elon Musk. Have you seen all the people taking Elon Musk's names? Yeah.
I don't know how long we're... And then now there's
Elon Musk.
Now they want to be like a Twitter thing you pay for.
$8 to get the check.
I don't know how much we're long for that, y'all.
We'll see.
I would just drop it, but there are some sissies that communicate with us from that.
I'm going to stay...
And I don't want to leave them hanging.
Until it becomes... too toxic. Wait, it's Twitter. It already is. But I'm gonna stay until I'm sticking around for a little bit. I know people have left, and I respect that.
Yeah. Me too.
I do.
You won't know. We're not going to announce that we're just leaving Twitter because we don't feel like it's a big.
We'll just probably mention it when we do it. We're like, you can't really find us on Twitter much anymore. Just find us on Instagram.
Yeah, that's fine. You know what? You don't need to tell everybody in virtual signal that you did. But if you do want to virtual signal about anything,
what was that?
Virtue signal.
There you go.
Vote, y'all. Again, vote. Go out and vote. There's still time. So, all right. God, that took me out. We call these people lonely hearts because aren't we all just lonely hearts looking for love in all the wrong place?
Yes, and if you give really good marriage advice and you're a gay man living in Los Angeles that's never had a relationship more than 11 months.
You do give good advice. You do.
I think so. I'm older than my years. You can call us.